Being a mom is often a struggle, but doing it in isolation is just crazy. Today, I'm sharing 6 ways you can find your community as a mom, and at the end of the video, bonus tips for how to make it work. By the time you're done, you'll be ready to take actual steps toward finding your people and enriching your life exponentially because of it, and maybe even the lives of your kids. Hey there, I'm Teresa. I've been a solo mom for a dozen years, and I love helping other people maximize their joy and their serenity by improving their relationships and inner lives. Welcome to my little oasis in the hectic modern world. So, the only time in my entire life that I can remember feeling the emotions of loneliness and isolation was when I was a new mom. And at the same time I felt those emotions, I felt this deep, almost primal need to connect with others. It was like this drive from within. It was something I'd never experienced before. And I'm not the only one. Other moms have felt this too, and I'm convinced Mother Nature puts this feeling in new moms to force them to find their people, because Mother Nature knows better than you do what's coming. Mothering is stinking hard. It is so worth it, but it is so hard. And it's not a job any human being should be doing in isolation. It's so much better to be doing it as part of a community. So over the years of parenting, first as a stay-at-home mom and wife, and then as a solo mom, I found meaningful friendships and lasting connections in a variety of ways. And I'm sharing them all with you today. So what I have found is that one good friendship often snowballs into several or many others, because once you find a really good friend, they will introduce you to all of the people that they know, all of their friends, all of their family, and so one connection leads to more and more and more. Okay, so my first and maybe best idea is to seek out a local or maybe not so local moms group. So as a new mom in a new city, this was what I did. This was the first way that I found my people. And in fact, I found my very best friend this way. And she's my best friend to this day. Or I should say that she found me, because actually she singled me out and made me her friend. And I am eternally grateful that she did. Thanks, Jess. All right. She and her husband have been an incredible blessing to me over the years, and our kids have grown up together, and I really hope that you find a friendship as amazing and supportive as this one. So, like me, you might end up having to drive to a nearby city to find a mom's group like this. So I was driving 45 or 50 minutes one way to get to the nearest mom's group, but it was so worth it. So I would bring my infant daughter with, and she would cry a lot on the way there and sometimes on the way back. It was still so worth it. I think that group met like once or twice a week. It's a little bit foggy in my brain now because it's been like over 10 years ago. And you know how you're not getting any sleep when you're a new mom. So anyways, what I do really remember is what a relief it was to be with other moms, sharing questions and issues, enjoying each other's company, just getting clarity on issues, learning from moms who had been moms for more than just a few months like me. And they had childcare for the older kids as well. So if you are looking for a group like this, try looking on Facebook. Try asking your pediatrician, try doing a Google search, or talk to other moms that you might know already in your area, even if you're not good friends with them. See if anyone knows anything. Okay, so I will say, it might not come across this way, but I am an introvert. And so it was a little bit intimidating for me at first to be the new person joining a group. I mean, that's maybe intimidating for lots of people, but especially for introverts, but it actually wasn't too bad. So all of the other moms, knew what it was like to join this group, and they were all welcoming and warm, and they wanted people to feel comfortable there, right? And they were really encouraging. And so after a couple of visits, it was just not a big deal. So give yourself time, give yourself patience, a little bit of grace as you get to know new people. One tip that I have for you, ask lots of questions. So it shows that you're interested in other people. And Also, people love to talk about themselves. So they will totally hold the entire conversation for you if you just keep asking questions. And by asking questions, it's likely that you're going to eventually come across something that the two of you have in common sooner or later. And then you have something to talk about and easily share, and something to talk about the next time that you see them. All right, so second, try using meetup.com. So this might be another way to find a mom's group, but it can also be a great way to find an interest group. So for me, I found like a fiber arts group for knitting and crocheting when my daughter was little. I think she was around a year old at that time. And I think we met twice a month at a coffee shop. It was like a bookstore coffee shop, I think. And it was such a lovely little escape from the isolation of being at home all day long with a little one, right? You know that feeling if you're a mom. So there are going to be groups on meetup.com for just about anything you could imagine, right? Do you like woodworking? Do you want to join a book club? Do you play sports? Do you want to be part of a political group? Whatever it is, you're going to be able to find it. And if for some reason you don't see something that you like, start a group. It's probably a great way to meet people who are interested in things that you know that you already like, and you can have some kind of life outside of the role of mothering. All right, my third idea, make the most of the neighborhood you're already in. So go on regular walks. Be willing to wave and say hi to people, right? Push a stroller if your kids are little. You'd be surprised how many connections I made doing this in my last neighborhood where I lived for 10 years when my daughter was younger. I met other moms. I met older folks who were retired. I met working adults. I met all kinds of people. And if someone is willing to make eye contact with you, don't be afraid to say, hey there, how are you? And wave and smile at them. So if you're like me and you're an introvert, also don't be afraid to just write down a list of generic conversation starters. Like they're on the internet, you can look them up. Just memorize a couple of them, have them ready to go so that you don't feel awkward, and you can just like immediately start by asking them a question or starting a conversation, then they'll reply and it'll get going, right? But do avoid political topics at all costs, right? So is there an upcoming holiday? Ask if they have any plans for that holiday. Is summer coming soon? Do they have travel plans? Do they have family coming to see them? No one should be threatened by you asking them these questions. I mean, you're a mom pushing a stroller who lives in the neighborhood, so nobody's gonna feel awkward about that. And I think you'd be surprised how many people of all ages are either really happy to make friends with anyone, or they're lonely themselves, they don't know how to start a conversation. They might be totally relieved to have you make the first move. All right, really quickly, if you're getting value out of this video, would you mind letting me know what other videos you would like to see? I have lots of ideas of my own, but I'm definitely interested in what you would like to know or learn about, what questions you have. What problems are you facing? What challenges or fears do you have? Is there a particular, relationship or something in your parenting that you'd like to grow into? Just let me know in the comment section below, and I will do my best to make a video about that. All right, so let's move on. My fourth idea is to join a local church, mosque, or temple, and hopefully one that has some kind of evening or weekend groups, or that gets together for meals. So lots of churches would offer free childcare during these events. And if you feel like religion isn't your thing, I get it. I hear you. I was an atheist for several years, quite a few years as an adult, and I understand all the reasons why you might feel that way. But I'm still including this on my list, and I still think this one is for you because I have learned that there is a church for literally everyone, even non-believers. And I'm not kidding. Like, do a Google search, see if there's a church like that in your area. The thing about a church is they're probably not going to turn you away, and there's no commitment on your part. You don't ever have to go again if you don't like it. And yeah, there literally are churches that don't care what your denomination is at all. There are plenty of churches that don't push, hardcore beliefs. or even that lean left politically. If one of those things is what would help you to be comfortable, then just find a church like that. And then be willing to give the people there a fair shot. You never know. You might make some really amazing friends there. Believe it or not, people in church are people. Just more people. So give it a try. If you're already a member of a church, see if there are any evening or weekend groups that you can join in on. They might offer free childcare depending on the size of your church and the resources. And these could be like life groups, study groups, charity groups. If there's not anything of interest, think about starting one if you have the ability to do that. I recently started a group at my church because there just wasn't an evening one. And that's what I needed to be able to attend. And I wanted a way to get to know more people at the actual church. And it was a little bit of work at first to get everything organized and off the ground, but it wasn't terrible. And now it's easy. And I'm really glad I did it. I think everyone's really enjoying themselves. It turns out there were plenty of other people just wanting to be part of an evening group. And they were just waiting for someone to organize one. So, all right. So the fifth idea that I have is to find a way to volunteer in your community. So this could be joining a civic group or a local food bank, Habitat for Humanity, or helping out at the library or whatever. Actually, the library is maybe a good place to start because they would probably have some insight about volunteer groups that are already in your neighborhood or your town. Some of these groups are going to require an actual commitment, but others might be like a drop-in only basis. Honestly, here's the thing. Volunteering will not only give you the chance to meet other people, but it will also feel great to give back to your community. And if your kids are old enough, they can volunteer right alongside you. And it's a wonderful way to show them the joy of investing in other people who are less fortunate or just making a difference in their local community. These are all good things. All right. So idea 6 is to join a group at your child's school or daycare. So this could be a PTA group, or you could volunteer directly in the classroom. Some public schools take volunteers that way. You could help out with special events. Maybe there's an upcoming trip that needs chaperones. And there might be like a teacher support group at your school. You can just ask at the front office and see how you can get involved. Okay, so let me share some final bonus tips with you. First, to make good friends, it really helps to be a good friend, right? That makes sense, but it's not something we always think about. Be a kind, thoughtful, generous person who listens to others and asks questions. Be non-judgmental. Be approachable, right? Be a safe person. Be the kind of person you would like to have for a friend yourself. What kind of friend would you like to have? Be that person. All right. Once you do make some connections, don't be afraid to be vulnerable or ask for advice. For some people, this is very hard, the vulnerable thing. But here's the thing. It shows when you're vulnerable with someone else, you show them that you are human, that you're just like they are. And it also shows that you trust them and that you value their opinion. Okay? So if you see a person that you admire or somebody that you want to be friends with, another idea might be to bring them a small gift or mention that you were thinking about them the week before because XYZ, right? Find reasons to smile at people and to laugh along with them. Make it a habit to be complimenting people, like to give a genuine compliment to somebody every week, right? Maybe even every day. Just practice doing that, giving genuine compliments. Like if you see something you like about another person, instead of just thinking it, say it out loud. Even if you're never going to see that person again. It's just going to help you to be the kind of person who gives compliments and is warm and encouraging to others. And those are all good things that are going to help you to make good friends. Sometimes you're going to find a friend right away. Other times it's going to take more work on your part. But in the end, nothing is more life-giving than finding your people and being part of a chosen community. And it truly is going to enrich your life, especially if you're a mom, I promise. So, Speaking of chosen communities, this could be a chosen community for you as well. So go ahead and, like I said earlier, make use of the comments section, ask questions, leave suggestions for others. Tell us your story, right? We'd love to hear from you. And I bet you have some great thoughts to share. Since you're a mom, chances are that you've dealt with burnout at some point, and that's what this video over here is all about. So go ahead and check it out next. If you've been enjoying these videos, go ahead and subscribe over here. I have lots of videos already lined up, just waiting for their release dates. So if you subscribe now, you won't miss out. And I am just one little island oasis in the massive ocean of YouTube. And subscribing is the best way to find me again. Okay, have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next video.